Hello, this is Amity Kramer. Welcome to my podcast. Today it's number 7 in the 8 podcasts. I'm excited to be here with you today and have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Some fun activities with your kids, grown-up activity that you can do, save the date for. And the meat of today is 10 questions that you can ask yourself or someone you care about to deepen your relationship. So let's go. For those of you that have taken the Bringing Baby Home workshop, or maybe you've taken a Gottman class or even just read a Gottman book, you might know about open-ended questions. And this is something that we talk about a lot in the very beginning of the 2-day Bringing Baby Home workshop. It is making sure that when you are raising kids with another human, that you don't lose track of the fact that they have their own ideas and world, and their brain is changing as they, continue to evolve. And so slowing down to get away from those yes or no questions of, who's making dinner, or did you pick up the milk, or what are we going to do for the kid's birthday? All those questions need to be answered, but you have to make time for open-ended questions. So the other day, a book came on my library in the app Libby that I use to listen to my audiobooks. And I was like, where did this book come from? Sometimes I just put books on hold and I don't know, I forget where I found them. And it was called Share Your Stuff, I'll Go First by Laura Tremaine. And I was like, well, okay, I'll read it, whatever. I didn't have anything, other books going on, and I haven't listened to a bunch of music lately, but I was ready to drop music and start listening to books again. So here I was listening to this, and it was It was a great book. I think it was a good book. I recommend it highly. And the first unique thing is the author of this book is actually married to the director of the movie Jackass, and she mentions that early on, and it was just a funny connection. Like, whoa. I remember that show and movie when I was a kid. I just thought it was an interesting connection there, and I was pleasantly surprised by the different tone in her book. So here we go. It's all about these questions that you can ask to create more meaning in your relationships. And so the book moves on, and she answers the questions from her own perspective. And so you learn a lot about this woman's life. So it's partly a memoir, and it's also like tips on how to live and be a good friend. I thought it was really a good one. Here are some of the questions that she asks in this book. First one is, who are you? Another one is, who are 10 people who have influenced you on your life's journey? And it could be somebody that you've known for a long time, could be somebody you just met for a few hours, but think of 10 people and then share those people with someone else. Next question is 3 key decisions that have shaped your life. Another one, who taught you how to be? And the final one I'm going to share with you is, what wrecked you? And it was really interesting to see her commentary on these questions and why she thought they were important. These are really great examples of open-ended questions that you could share with your parenting partner. They create intimacy and provide an opportunity for you to listen to one another and learn something new. It's really important that you don't assume that you know all of these answers just because you've known your partner for a long time. We're always changing and growing, and maybe there's someone new on the list that you don't know about, or something that's happened that has changed. Maybe there's perspective on the history. So definitely try these questions out, or at the very least, make up your own open-ended questions and create time and space for that type of intimacy in your relationship. This weekend, there is a fun opportunity for you and your child, if you decide to bring them with you, to meet a cow. It is going to happen at the Shoreline Farmers Market. It is Kids Day. There is a beehive that you can view, face painting, building a birdhouse opportunity, and 2 different story times. So again, that's Shoreline Farmers Market, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Meet a cow. I might be there to go meet this cow. And then the date night activity, or This could be also just a fun night out. There is an event called Early Birds Club Seattle. It is a dance party for ladies and gender expansive folk, and it goes from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So an early night. It's August 21st. You buy a ticket and the proceeds go to an organization that helps connect people. So if you love your dance church, all the dance church people out there, this might be a cool activity for you. It is, again, August 21st, and it says here that this is for people who like to dance but have shit to do in the mornings. There was some fun stuff. There was another thing called Hot Jimothy Summer. This is a late night dance party, but also proceeds go to help a nonprofit. And I just thought, what a cool thing to do. Go dance your heart out and help some people while you're at it. The end of these podcasts usually end with a personal story. Those of you that have been following my newsletter for a long time know that there is always like a little blurb at the end of the newsletters about me. And it's been really interesting creating this podcast. I really enjoyed it, and there's been definitely some challenges, and I've done a lot of learning as I've gone along. And one of the things that came up for me this week that I wanted to share with you is when reading this book about these 10 questions, I found myself, pondering what the answers to these questions would be for myself. And for a short time, I was like, oh, maybe I could share these answers like at the end of the podcast. And I was like, that would be cool. And it kind of became overwhelming for me of like, oh, it brought up a lot of feelings. There is, some of the decisions I've made, some of the people who've influenced my life, who've shaped who I am, what has wrecked me. I was like, oh, like, I don't know if I've ever I have lots of friends. I talk to a lot of people. I'm always visiting. I'm emotionally intelligent, I claim to be. But it was very interesting to be like, oh, if I really dug deep and answered these questions honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I feel comfortable sharing. And so it tapped into a very vulnerable space. And I was like, oh, this is the next fear. Because that's the other thing that if you've followed me for a while, you know that I'm always tackling my fears. And it definitely was a challenge put to myself to, allow some of the deeper things that are maybe a little more harsh to be seen by others. And so that was my aha moment for this week. So I was really glad I read this book and hope that you take time to kind of investigate for yourself. And I don't know what's going to come of it. I don't know if it'll be a special meetup where, it's like a listening circle where people have a chance to share, or I thought about maybe a group journaling, like just doing online journaling where sharing journaling with other people. I'm not sure what'll happen, but good luck investigating your own self and sharing with others. And I will be back next week. Thank you so much. Bye.